Hello everybody, my name is Christine and this is the corner of the internet where I post all the things that I knit and crochet as a casual knitter. I'm not a professional, I'm just an amateur who really loves yarn. This is the knitting podcast number 31 and I'm gonna talk about what I finished and worked on in May and June. Guys, I missed 2 months. It's been such a crazy time at work. I've been working even in the weekends. If you follow me on live videos, you know the whole thing. I had like a burnout and I was trying to recover because I was working 4 or 5 weeks in a row, including weekends. I don't remember. But today we're gonna have a typical podcast, so grab a drink and let's get into chatting. So today I'm not wearing anything that I made because it is so hot. We have a heat wave in Chisinau, Moldova. This is where I'm from and this is where I am filming in Eastern Europe. So typical structure of a podcast, starting with finished objects. I'm checking my notes over here. Finished objects in May. I started the month by completing a very long-term project, my crochet skirt. There she is. Ta-da! Hold on. Well, it's not completely done because it needs a lining, but the crochet part is done. It is a wrap around skirt, which means that I worked in a very big rectangular and then you wrap it around your waist. At the top, I decided to twist it around and just sew it in, and then I made some I-cord shoelace, like a shoelace type of thing. And it's very long to allow for me to wrap the skirt around and then put the lace around my waist and then tie it. I tried it multiple times, even though it is very hot in Moldova, but I decided it really does need a lining. Not because the yarn is see-through, I mean, you can see some things, but because, hold on, this is the inside, but because if it would have a lining, it will not touch my body as much. It will not be just dropped on my body and show all the imperfections. I wanted to have a lining that will act like a buffer and just keep it a little bit plumped, you know, like this, or maybe like this, to have folds, but not like, I don't know how to explain it. I talked to my mom about it and the decision is that it's better to have a lining and she's going to help me sew something inside. So this project is such a long-term project. I've been crocheting on this for months. I feel like this is my last whip from 2024. I took this skirt to a trip to Romania, so I crocheted. I made like the 24-hour crochet challenge. I took it to the village. I took it to all the conferences. So I did a lot of work on it and I'm so glad that finally it is finished. It is super soft because I already washed it several times. Oh, I didn't say the yarn. The yarn, it is, hold on, I still have some yarn left. You see, guys? Do you see how much empty space I have in here? I need to go yarn shopping. So the yarn was 100% fine merino wool from the producer Filanina in Romania. And this final project weighed 428 grams. I had to wet block it multiple times to make sure that it is not too big, it's not too wide, it's not too small. So this helped soften the wool, because at the beginning or when I was crocheting it was a bit prickly, and if you notice it has like a color variation, so it is quite an interesting look. I love it. And I followed the chevron pattern, which is the zigzag thingy. I discovered the chevron pattern last year and I have been obsessed ever since. You'll notice in my whip that this pattern comes once again. So my crochet skirt is finally finished and I can't wait to wear it this September, October. So the next finished object in May was 2 or 3 crochet, what are these, coasters or tablecloths, I don't even know exactly. I followed the daisy stitch pattern. I love it, and I don't remember exactly which one I finished in May and which one in April, because I have a whole collection of them. So I have 6, and I think I have 3 more in the village at my mom's, because I was crocheting them in the car. I love them. And these 3 finished in May weighed 58 grams. Another project I finished in the month of May was this blue sweater. There it is. Not my finest work, I have to admit. I don't like the color pulling. I don't like the fact that I had to do the sleeve bind offs and the waistline with this brown, but this is what I had. What I do love about this sweater is the fit. Let me try it on. It is such a good fit. It is 100% merino wool. Same producer, Filanina. I bought a bunch of yarn, and I had my niece bring it to my country because they do not ship to Moldova. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And when I keep my hands down, the line of the brown is very, very coordinated. So yeah, what's not to like? The only thing I dislike is the zigzags. I don't love this color pulling, but because I wet blocked again this sweater so many times, because I was doing half of sleeve unraveling to make sure that I have enough for this sleeve, so I kept wet blocking. I kept wet blocking this project so much that it became so soft. This is what I love. I love the fit, I love the texture, so I will not wear it too much, but I don't regret making this sweater. So the blue sweater, or the zigzag sweater, I don't know how exactly to call it. I didn't follow any pattern, I just did a typical, oh my god, I have a progress keeper. I did a typical top-down raglan. So for this sweater, I used up 504 grams. So all in total for the month of May, I used 990 grams, which is about 2 pounds, 2.1 pounds. Okay, let's go to the month of June, because I only finished 1 project. I know, it's tragic. I don't know what happened. I did work on so many projects. I'm doing this challenge where I knit or crochet 10 projects only from stash. This is why I have so many empty spaces everywhere, because I'm using up yarn so much, but still I did not finish anything in the month of June except 1 project. And let me show you, it is my black sweater. Hold on. Let's not forget, it is still very much summer and it is a heat wave in Chisinau. Let's not exaggerate with the wool sweaters. So I followed for this pattern the Lagoon pattern from Drops Design, but I used, instead of blue, I used black wool. Whoop. This is a wonderful top-down sweater, very squishy, very pumped. It has a lot of volume to it. Following the English rib stitch, and the pattern is Lagoon. I used 325 millimeters for the neck and sleeve ribbing, but for the rest of the body I used 4 millimeter needles, and this project weighs 737 grams. I think, I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. This is the heaviest sweater that I own, the heaviest sweater that I've ever knitted or crocheted. Even a cardigan didn't weigh that much. And as you can tell, I did not weave in the ends, but that is not a problem in this household. Even with loose ends, this is a finished project and no one can tell me anything else. Oh my god, I love it. I know you don't see this because it is black wool and the light is not very good. It is a heat wave, but it is cloudy. Make it make sense. I don't know. So the light is not very good, but I hope you can see it just a little bit. The fit is wonderful. It is squishy, it is warm, and I did a slit here to the side. Basically, I'm gonna be like one of the cool kids showing a part of my pocket, you know, like this. I don't know, can you see? I don't know. Well, I can assure you that it is a wonderful sweater. It is lovely. It is so squishy. The English rib stitch is incredible. Granted, it did eat up a lot of yarn, 737 grams, but the result, oh my God, the squish factor is everything. So I used, oh, I told you how many grams. So all in total, for the month of May and July, I used up 1,724 grams of yarn, or 3.8 pounds of yarn. Okay, let's go really quickly into works and progress. I have a lot, or maybe not, I don't know. I'm all over the place. And I lost my pen. So the first whip that I see very close to me is this little party. Hold on. So I was working on the 10 projects from Mustache, and they were all sweaters, one sweater, this sweater, and everything felt so heavy. And I was taking a trip to see my mom in the village, so I was supposed to be in the car for about 4 hours, and I didn't want to take a sweater, so I was like, let me cast on something else, and I didn't know what, so I just picked up something random, and we have a cast on, my friends. It's actually a whip. Initially I wanted to use this cotton wool yarn combination to knit something for my nephew, since we were about to spend 3-4 days together, but I did not know that 3-year-olds don't care about knitting. So anytime I would try to measure his neck or try the cast-ons on him, he refused. So I changed my mind. So I started something for myself. I'll include here the pattern. It is called Mint Serenity Top from Drops Design. It is a top knitted top down. As you can tell, I have the front part, or at least this part, and the Mint Serenity top is worked in garter stitch. However, I decided to go with stockinette to allow for the colors to shine much better. You see, there is a combination of light yarn, blue, darker blue, and a little bit of purple somewhere. And I got this yarn from the internet, from a Chinese site, and it came without a label. So I don't know exactly what it is. By the feel of it, it is a combination of cotton and synthetic, maybe polyamide, maybe acrylic, I don't know. It is quite heavy, so I decided to do this Mint Serenity top. So I cast on the size M, and for some reason the neckline is coming back and it's rolling on itself, which is not supposed to happen. But again, since I changed from garter stitch to stockinette, maybe that's the issue. But I don't want to give up, I want to continue. So I started, and then the pattern tells you to cut off the yarn and start working on the back side, which has a bow and some sort of cord. So I did one part, and now I'm working on the second, and apparently, hold on, no, like this. Apparently, the bow is gonna sit here. I don't know, can you see it? Yeah. Apparently the bow is going to sit here. So I'm loving this. And by the way, this is the first time when I'm making a top or a blouse in different pieces. I've never cut yarn to start working on another side. So I'm like, what? Who am I? What is this? Usually if I see in the pattern, cut the yarn and start working on some shoulder strap, I'm like, no, thank you. But guys, I am becoming more confident in myself as a knitter. I want to try new things. I was cutting yarn left and right. I was like, okay, let me cast on the second shoulder. Now the challenges, as always, I swear to God, me and Yarn Chicken are like sisters. everywhere I go, Yarn Chicken is with me. So it was my mistake. I only ordered 2 skeins of the light blue, and I ordered 4 skeins of darker blue. You see the difference here, but I forgot about it. I thought I had equal amount, and I said, okay, let me start out top with this color because I like it. It's lighter. It's sky blue. I love sky blue. And today I looked in my yarn collection right here, and there's no more light blue. Only 4 skeins of this darker yarn. And now I don't know what to do. I will probably just continue from here down and around with the darker shade, hoping I'll have enough to finish this top, this mint serenity top. And I'll make the cord for the bow in the back with this yarn so that I can tie it together. Maybe like make a line here with this yarn. I don't know. I don't want to order any more yarn. It was expensive. I didn't look at the details, and it was 50 grams and I thought it was 100 grams. So it's not worth ordering more. And I think having half of the yarn, half of the top in one shade and half of the top darker shade, but still the same idea, it will work. I mean, I'm not very picky. So this is whip number 1, Mint Serenity top. Let's put it here to the side because I am getting buried. Yes. My second whip, it is a surprise. I said I will not buy any more yarn because I want to complete and I want to use up some of my yarn from my collection. But I was talking to one of my friends, very knit-worthy, and she wanted a sweater. We picked up a pattern. I will include it here once again. I think it's called Sky Feather Sweater, and she chose the yarn and she bought the yarn, and here is the cast on. So the structure, this is a very interesting pattern. I've never had a pattern like this. You start from the neck ribbon, and then you put these, the front and the back, you separate from for the saddle shoulder, front and back, and another saddle shoulder, and then you keep the front and back on hold, and you focus on doing the pattern for the saddle shoulder. Love it. And then you cut the yarn and you do the second saddle shoulder. So now I think I will ask my friend Corina to try it on again, because this is what we did with the neck ribbon. I wasn't sure that it's going to be wide enough or tight or anything, so I cast on size M and I washed it. It was semi-dry, it was a little bit wet, but she tried on. It fits her well, it fits me as well. My head is a bit bigger than hers. And now I think I want to wet block it once again and then have her try it on to tell me if these saddle shoulders are okay for her. And then the next step would be to continue working like this, top down. I mean, it's a construction like never before. I highly recommend it to check it out. And when I read the instruction and it was talking about now do the saddle shoulder, do the pattern A1, back and forth, I couldn't understand it. And then I went on Ravelry, and thank God some of the people that finished this project before posted a picture like this, you know, showing that they work on the saddle shoulder first. And then I said, oh yes, now I get it. So this is whip number 2, Sky Feather Sweater in, what is this? Alize Real 40 Plus, which is a acrylic wool combination. Hold on. For future Christine, this is the color code. Do we see it? Do we see it? Yes. Okay, whip number 2. Oh my God, I forgot I'm wearing this sweater. It's getting really hot in here. Let's take it off. I'm not complaining because I love being warm, even when there's a heat wave outside. But I mean, let's not exaggerate. Okay. Next whip. I think this is I only have 3 whips, you guys. And the third whip is a crochet, and it's massive. I don't know. Can I pull it up? Can I though? Okay. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready for my Scraptastic blanket in chevron with all the leftover yarn. So it starts like this, and then it continues. Hold on, I don't even know how to do it. It starts here, and then it continues here, and then it continues. This is the width, right? And then it continues like this. I don't know if you can tell, but the colors are repeating. It is a scrappy yarn, a scrappy project, but I still like some consistency, and I like the repetition of the colors. So we have one fold and two. I'm about 2/3 of the way. I want to make it big enough to cover my entire bed. So there she is. I love it. I love it. Do you love it? I know not everybody likes scrappy projects. Hold on, I'll show it to you. Oh, do you love it? Do you? I kind of regret adding red and black and yellow, but when I put it on the bed, it is quite nice. It is quite something. I can't lie. I cannot lie. It is so me. It is so scrappy. So this is my third whip. I hope I finish it this month. I can't wait to start another blanket for my aunt, which I'm gonna visit in November. So, but that one is not gonna be as scrappy. I want like a proper purchased yarn for a proper blanket. But this is my scrappy blanket. Okay, let's push it to the side. Hold on, my dog is right here. And my notes are right here. And now we jump into acquisition. Even though I was trying not to buy yarn until I finish about 10 projects from Stash, you know, I caved. Just like previous podcast, I caved and I bought some stuff. The first two skeins actually were purchased by my friend so that I can knit her the sky feather sweater. She bought and gave me two Alize Real 40 Plus in this beautiful, I don't know, can you see, like pastel pink? And to tell you the truth, it is quite, it has this fluff that is quite sticky, you know? The stitches are sticking to themselves. Let me show you. So when you work, you see this stickiness around it, you see? Well, anyways, it's important that my friend likes it, and she said she likes it very much. So I have two more in my yarn collection, 200 grams. I also went back to the store without my friend. I was weak one day. It was raining, and I got this beautiful, gorgeous yarn cake, Yarn Art Flowers Alpaca. It is 250 grams, and it is, what's the composition though? It is full alpaca or what? 20% alpaca, 80% acrylic yarn, made in Turkey, I guess. For future Christine, this is the code. And why I bought this, you might ask? Well, I was visiting my brother, and he had a scarf I made for him in this color. I knitted that scarf, I think years ago, like 5 or 6 years, and it was so old looking. It was you know, it had bumps on it, so I said, let me knit a brand new scarf for my brother. And it was quite short, so I said, okay, let me get a 250 gram cake. And it is very soft because it has the alpaca and acrylic combination, and it has the previous color. So everything ticked in my head, and I said, yes, let's buy this. And I think this was 8 euros and some change. And then I also purchased for myself, hold on, I have it here. You don't see it. I have 4 skeins of linen soft from Yarn Art. I wanted to try linen yarn, and this is 30% linen, 36% viscose, 34% cotton. It is quite heavy though, and I've never worked with this yarn. And I bought 4 skeins of 100 gram in this shade. Does it have, no, for future Christine, this is the code. But look at this beautiful color. Do you see it? It is a very pastel lilac, lila. I don't know. Can you see it? I mean, I would love to knit something with this yarn. The thing is, it's not, the threads are not equal. Can you see that? Some are thinner, some are thicker. We'll see. I've not decided what to make with it, but I was weak. I have to admit, I was weak and I wanted something for myself, and I bought 4 such skeins. And I think this is all for the acquisitions. Let me check my notes right here. Alize Pink, Yarn Art Cake, and Linen Soft. Yeah, that's all. And this brings me to yarn busting, or the numbers. I don't know if you like it, but I love following people's statistics and how much they used up, how much they purchased. So after talking about the acquisitions or the new yarn that came into my yarn collection, let's talk about stash busting data. Guys, I had to take a small break because we have a bit of storm, a bit of rain, so good break. I was about to show you the stash busting data, so let's do that real quick, and then I have to go and maybe close the windows everywhere. I mean, I love the rain. The smell of rain and wet soil is incredible. I love it. So, stash busting. Do you even hear me? Oh, maybe I should at least close it a bit. Hold on. I know the sound is not so good. Okay, I hope you can hear me, and then I'll go and smell the rain. So, stash busting data. I started the month of May with 148 skeins of 100 gram. 148.88 to be more precise. Then my friend Corina gifted me 200 grams, so this is 2 skeins of 100 gram. And then Yarn Art Cake is 250 grams and 200 gram of Linen Soft. So this means that 148 plus this additional yarn, it is in total, I was at 155.38 skeins. Let's reduce, or let's subtract the used up yarn in the month of May and June, 17 skeins. 24, and we start the month of June with 138 skeins of yarn, 138.14 to be more precise. So not a lot of progress since I started with 160. Yeah, 166 in March I see here. Never mind. We're not looking in the past, we're only looking to the future. My goal is not to get to zero yarn. My goal is to just know how much I have, you know, to be aware, and hopefully to just like drop under 100 so I can go and buy more yarn. That's my goal. So 138 skeins in July, that is such a good news. I feel like once I finish up a few projects that I have, like the blanket is heavy, like the sweater is gonna be heavy, like all sorts of beautiful things. I wanna crochet a pillowcase with this daisy stitch, which I am in love with, and I want to do it multiple colors, maybe like 2 rows of color, 2 rows of color, and I have so many plans and I cannot wait to do them all. So I think this is all from my side. Let me check, do I have anything else now? I talked about the finished objects, whips, acquisitions. Everybody is fine. The dog is fine. The cats are fine. I mean, what else can I tell you? If you made it this far, give this video a thumbs up. Every thumbs up equals a skein of yarn from me to you, or from you to me. I don't know how this works, but I know that it helps. So just give me a emoji with the color green. I'm wearing green today. Actually, I look like a watermelon. And I sneezed. That being said, thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.